Hello, guys. Welcome back to the podcast that I'm not really sure if you guys enjoy watching or just put up with. So, I've had quite a hectic day, honestly. A lot of people coming over to the house to fix things that have been broken for way too long. I mean, we haven't had access to our kitchen for like the longest time, which is insane. But slowly, all this stuff is like starting to be fixed. But you have to obviously have people to come over to do that. So that was like the start of the day, which was fun. Um, and then so much shit was just happening today. Literally, full blown meltdown. But I'm trying to breathe and calm down and actually film this no matter what the product is going to look like. But oh my god, do a freaking drinking game on how many times I say whew, okay. So there's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about today. One of them, I was gonna do this. I'm gonna skip to this because it's something that I don't know. I feel like not everyone. A lot of people are talking about right now. It's something I have I just like talking about. I might not be I don't even know how you can be. I guess you could be a psychologist and be well versed on this, but I will try my best. One of the things I want to talk about was like the big difference between trauma and jealousy. I know this is a big one, like oh my god, but I feel like there's so many. One, they're completely like different things, like 100% completely different things. They both like invoke the same emotions. Like they have like this intense feeling that causes you to like lash out in like actions or words or really intense situations that maybe some people shouldn't be. But they literally both make you act that way. I feel like jealousy is so shamed in our society. Like no one's gonna even come up to someone and be like, yeah, I'm jealous. That's not gonna come out of their mouth. One, because people are not gonna receive it the best. Like, I don't think there's space. I don't think there's space for people to literally walk up to someone and be like, I'm jealous of XYZ without them thinking a certain way. But if you don't communicate, which in my opinion is the only way to help jealousy, it just makes you lash out in the most unhealthiest ways ever. And I don't think anyone wants that to happen. But I feel like no one's going to be the first one to be like, hey, I'm jealous. This is what I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling. This is why I'm feeling this way. I know it's irrational, but at the same time, it's completely normal to have these feelings. Like, there's nothing wrong with being jealous. Obviously, the level which you lash out when you have these feelings can be controlled or tried to be controlled. Like, I don't want someone like, if someone like bricks someone and kills them or something, that's such a weird way to say that. You know what I mean? If someone like murders someone out of jealousy, that's obviously not something that's like, well, it's understandable. No. But I feel like it's understandable to have jealousy. It just literally means that you just intensely want something, or in most cases society has made you intensely want something. But that's all that it means, and there's nothing wrong with it. You can't talk about it, and you can't accuse people or assume someone's jealous, because that just ends up in a situation where it's just rude, honestly, unless you're trying to be rude. God, I'm so loud. The best thing that I would do, or my advice, I would literally just ask them what's making them feel that way. You notice someone is, or you suspect that someone's jealous, instead of be like, why are you jealous? Who would do that? Just literally go up to them and be like, why are you feeling this way? What is making you feel like this? I know you're upset. What is making you upset? Because I feel like when you come up to someone and be like, you're jealous, it automatically shuts down any conversation or any way of healthy communication that's possible. I don't think you can just like accuse someone of that. I feel like that conversation has to be done by them. And again, I don't think someone's going to use that word. Like it's so shamed and like and then it's so conceited to accuse someone of it, right? It's such a tricky road, but I feel like it's a lot of the problems that people have is jealousy, and it's normal reaction to have. I'm going to say again, the problem comes when people can't communicate, when it's not easy for someone to disclose or be vulnerable with someone and say, this is what's happening, this is what I'm feeling, no judgment. A lot of the times that's not going to happen. And when that doesn't happen, it's like pushing something underneath the water and hoping it doesn't pop up in your face, which it does. And honestly, I think trauma has the same reaction. The big difference that I would say is that there's usually like a wound. There's usually something really damaging that has happened that has made you feel this way. And instead of getting jealous, you end up getting triggered, and it makes you feel these intense emotions that you don't want to feel, and you do actions or you say words that you regret later because your feelings are literally out of control. That's what's happening. I feel like a lot of people have more sympathy for trauma. I tend to have more sympathy for trauma. I don't judge jealousy. It's just because it's jealousy and not trauma, people don't disclose it. It's like even when people are traumatized, people don't. A lot of people are aware they're traumatized, so they're like acting out, or they're getting irrationally angry. It's not irrationally, but someone's like, "What's happening?" Right? They're not even aware of themselves that they're. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I think I just turned my mic off. They're not even aware of themselves that they're traumatized. Like there's no way that they're gonna say, oh, let me seek some advice for how to get out of this situation, if they're not even they're not even realizing that's why they're having this reaction. And I feel like it's so much more complicated with trauma. It literally rewires your brain. It changes how you think. Like everything is so different. I feel like that's why there's so much sympathy, or that's why there's so much help for it. Honestly, there is the point of no return. God, where people start to judge you because they're like, okay, well, you should have been at therapy by right now. You should have gone to therapy by now. You could have fixed this. This is fixable, and you're not fixing it. Like, I don't think that's gonna ever make someone want to seek help. I feel like we all know that with like sobriety or anything like that, obviously I've never done anything, not obviously, I've never gone through anything that extreme with sobriety, but I think we all are aware that you can't shame or you can't force someone into it. Someone has to be like, okay, this is a serious problem in my life right now. I have to, there's, I'm at a fucking rock bottom. I have to fix this or my life is not going to exist anymore. And I feel like that kind of has to happen. Not that it's like blaming themselves, but I think with trauma, people have to be the one to seek help. People have to be the one to want or realize that there's something that needs to be helped. Not that it's your fault, but someone is basically like made your brain sick in some way, and it would be helpful if it could be not sick anymore. That sounds so fucked up. But I mean, it's not your fault that you're traumatized. I know people try to shame people for not seeking help if you are traumatized, even like I think that's ridiculous. I think we've all lashed out at people at some point and be like, "Get therapy." No, I've never done that. I mean, I think again, it's so judged for jealousy because of the reactions that happen afterwards. Like, who has ever known someone who's actually been jealous to have a good reaction? No one. Like, when that happens, it's like the past of no return. So people are so scorned by their treatment of being jealous, not being jealous, being around people that are jealous, that they're just like, I have no tolerance for this. This is not something I'm going to put up with at all. Which I don't know. I feel I respect, but I don't. Because I'm just like, it's an emotion that they can't control. I know communication is the issue, not the jealousy. But I always feel like they can't control this feeling. I feel so bad. Especially when you're not that close with someone again, where you could just sit down and have such a vulnerable conversation with them. It's hard, and when you're so surface level, to be like, I'm gonna get real gritty with you and basically like show myself naked and hope you don't mock me. Like, people are not really gonna do that, and it's hard. As I said, it's real hard. uh I think we should hold space for both people. I think we should hold space for people trying to find space, or find the ability to get help, even if they've made that decision. Getting the help is hard as hell. Everyone's not at the same economic status. How long it takes you to find someone, it's literally like finding a husband, right? You gotta, the length it takes you to actually find someone that works with you and is literally like perfect for you. Again, that's not gonna always last. And how many people do you know that are married? Like, it's not something that's like, okay, this person has done it, so this person can do it. It's not always that easy, obviously. And I don't think someone should. Obviously, people get judged for not being married, which is weird. But I don't think people should be judged for not being able to fix something that they didn't even break. I know it becomes their responsibility because they're an adult, but I feel like we should give grace to both of these people. There's not one person on this world that's never been jealous. I I hope people aren't traumatized, but most people have dealt with trauma on some level, in some form, even if they don't realize it. Like, there's always that phrase, I don't know why I pause like that, I can't think, of you would treating someone how you would want to be treated. And I know, like, there's so many psychologist things of like, I like that phrase of like, I'm gonna treat this person how I want to be treated. I know it's like kind of manipulation, I don't know. It's just, if I want this respect given to me and I'm gonna complain when you don't give me this respect, there's no way I'm not gonna give that to you. Like, that makes no sense to me. If I want this level of human decency and I'm not gonna give it to other people, there's no reason for me to get it. Like, that's insane. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I honestly think that we should hold space for both of these people. I know some people are unfairly judged, and I know some people go way too far, and it's hard to come back from that ever. It's literally, when you cross a certain line, like murder, there's nothing that you can come back from. Maybe you can repent, I don't know, but like, that's always going to be something you did. That's literally never going away. That's a line that you literally cannot uncross. It cannot be undone. And I feel like when that level of stuff happens, it's hard. It's hard to be like, okay, this person is not responsible, when they're fully responsible. I'm gonna stop talking about this because I could go on for days. But another thing I wanted to talk about, I know, smooth transition, like my talking. I wanted to talk about, that girl, or unhealthy beauty standards in America, or the world. I don't really know. I feel like we've all heard about this. You see these girls in magazines where there's this unhealthy beauty standard that you can't keep up with and that you're constantly being compared to. there's this billboard of the supermodel who the person who hired them said they had to lose another 30 pounds or they wouldn't get hired. And now the whole world is comparing their body to it, and you're honestly a horrible person, or there's something fucked up with you if you don't have that body or hair or makeup or outfit or house or aesthetic. Like all of this lifestyle of, oh, this is what I aspire to be, or this is it's not real. I think we all know it's not real, and not to say that people who live like this are fake people. It's just this is not going to be the average American experience. Like if you go to middle America, this is not going to be how everyone is. It's not how it is. And when people compare themselves to a lifestyle that they shouldn't even if you could achieve, it's not something that you should want to achieve by destroying your whole. I don't know who said this, but they're just like, don't go broke trying to prove. I don't know how to say it. It was basically like, don't go broke trying to prove you're not broke. It was the saying basically. And that's so much of like, if you look at all the people who have like name brand stuff, or things that are meant for flexing, like cars or purses or shoes or designer things, a lot of the people cannot even afford the things that they have. Like they're just like, okay, I'm not gonna eat so that I can have this one thing that I don't really want, but I want it because everyone in society has it, and then I'm not fitting in if I don't get it. Like that's such an unhealthy standard to live up to. I don't know how anyone can live up to that. It literally twists your brain. Not that I think there's this thing of like, they're like, guys, this is not reality. This is not how people live. Obviously, this is how some people live, but this is not how the average American lives. And this is not how most people are not going to be exposed to even getting this. Like, it's not going to be an ability for them. And I feel like it's unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. But at the same time, which one do we stop? Do we stop showcasing these lifestyles that are like so unattainable, or do we stop trying to compare ourselves to a lifestyle that is not ours? Like I don't know which one, like who's the one in the fault. Like obviously if your boyfriend is like saying you're not hot cuz you don't look like this Playboy bunny, that's ridiculous. No one should literally be like, no one should be comparing themselves to something that is super unrealistic, and not something that means everyone is so freaking beautiful, but then they compare themselves to something that is literally never going to be achieved by anyone, and somehow they feel the worst about themselves. Now their self-worth is literally non-existent because they wanted to compare themselves to something, or something is in the same room as them that they're never going to achieve. I know this sounds crazy, but I think it's unhealthy. I'm not sure how we fix it. Like, I don't know who's in the wrong. I hate, when you see someone and they're like, oh my God, this person is like just so naturally attractive. It's angering. I don't know. You're literally just like, you're never going to look like this person ever. Like, ever. Somehow, this person is not real. Like, I don't like that narrative. I know I just went off on a weird tangent. But somehow this person is not a real person. I know that's literally what I'm just saying. But we put them on a pedestal because we're just like, we're not going to be like this person. No one's going to be this person ever. So then this person is not normal. This person is a freak. This person is blah, 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 blah. I don't like that narrative because I'm just like, just because I'm not going to be attractive as this person doesn't mean that this person is attractive. I'm aware of that. I know that this person was literally just born like this. I don't think it's realistic for me to compare someone. Like, this, what I mean by compare is if you sat yourself in a room by yourself and you were 100% happy with how you looked, but the second you went in the room with someone else, you literally started feeling like horrible about yourself. That's what I mean, compare. Not that you have a low self-worth or you're insecure. I mean, you're happy with yourself until society is forcing you to compare to some unrealistic standard that's not going to happen. And it upsets me because I feel like there's so many girls with complexes that are so insecure and their self-worth is so low that literally the worst person can come into their life and show them that the smallest amount of attention or love or affection or noticing them, and it literally sends them into this whirlwind of like, you're my world, you're my everything, no one's ever talked to me like that, because their self-worth is so low, mostly caused by society, that anyone showing any type of affection to them is like end of the world, this is the best thing ever. It can end up with a lot of people getting taken advantage of, in my opinion, where this dude doesn't really care about this person and is taking they like the ego stroke. They like that this person is fawning over them, and they don't really care the damage that they do in the meantime. A lot of people actually lean into it, literally trying to get these people who are so insecure to have this crazy infatuation with them so that they can use whatever they want from them. Like, whatever. It's kind of sickening when you think about it, just because I'm like, these girls or boys or people are so insecure. It was me. I'm insecure right now. Like, there's never been a point in my life where I was not insecure. It took me the longest time to not need validation from others. It's so long to not be like, okay, if this boy does not like me, that means that there's something wrong with me. Like, when you leave, that level is so dangerous. Like, learning to love yourself and learning to say, oh, I do have value, I do have worth. Just because Joe Blow wants to say XYZ about me does not mean it's true. It doesn't mean I believe it about myself. It doesn't mean that I need validation from this person to feel good about myself, because I know who I am without them. And I know a lot of people can get, I'll say, conceited, a little bit conceited with that. But I feel like most of the time when someone's like reassuring, they'll be like, okay, I'm the best. It's usually because someone's said they're the worst and they're just trying to make themselves feel better, which is not a horrible thing to do. It's actually really smart, considering the fact that people can really take advantage of you if you are getting validation from people that don't actually care about you. Going on the internet and hearing someone call Beyonce unattractive, which is crazy. Oh my god. Like, that's insane. That's literally insane. You're just trying to stir up shit. We all know she's fucking hot. Like, that's literally insane. I see that shit all the time, and I'm just like, you can't, but you say this to people who are a little bit older, and they're not gonna fall down because it takes a while to build up your self-esteem. But there's so many young people that you guys are just crippling their self-esteem, like just completely destroying it. And I know there's this crazy narrative of like, well, you should have just watched more fucked up shows as a kid, like South Park or Family Guy. Like, you just literally got raised by your older brother who told you all this shit is okay to say, which it's not. Like, somehow, because you guys were all raised around this, you've turned into little assholes. I'm sorry, I can't be swearing this much. You've turned into horrible dick monsters. Okay, I'm sorry. You've turned into horrible people. Like, literally horrible people. I know I'm going too far. But I mean, it's everyone. It's so toxic. Everyone, because everyone thinks it's okay. You say that this is not okay behavior, and suddenly you're the one that can't put up with this. You're the one that's too sensitive. you're the issue, instead of the person actually causing the problems because they have no empathy and they were not raised with any empathy. Like, it really gets me. It really does. Okay, welcome back from a break where you saw no ads. How was that, guys? My creepy radio voice. Okay, so I've been watching... Oh god, that's so loud. I've been watching Undercover Boss. Is that show over? If it is, they need to bring it back. It literally made me think of one of the things I literally wanted to get it tattooed on me, which was like surviving versus thriving. And I think I wanted thrive versus survive. And I feel like so many people are caught in this never-ending cycle of, okay, I'm going to make my living. I'm going to attend to the household chores. I'm going to make sure that I'm still breathing. And about that, that's it. Then we repeat. And I feel like that's a lot, like majority of America, how they're living their life. Literally just surviving of like, okay, all the bills are paid, but nothing extra this month for me. And they're just like, well, you can't complain about this. But it's the fact of, I feel like people want the ability to earn the same luxuries that other people earn. I feel like that's the issue. It comes to a really sad point. Not sad, it's just really disheartening. I don't know if I know what that word means. It's really upsetting when, this is all getting cut out. It's really disheartening, what the fuck was I going to say? Jesus Christ. I hate, okay, that's what I was gonna say. It's really disheartening, Jesus Christ. When you realize that even if you work the hardest at whatever career or job you have, you're not going to necessarily earn the same amount of things. Which is, hard work does not equal success. It just doesn't in the society we live in. We think of like, and that's the thing that we're literally telling everyone of like, you just gotta work hard. You must not be working hard enough. You must be lazy. And we're not talking about, well, not everyone has the same abilities or opportunities in front of them. Like, obviously they have to work once they have gotten the opportunity, but not everyone is going to get that, nor everyone has the same ability. Like, if someone's born with a 50 IQ and someone's born with like a 180 IQ, it's supposed to be fair that they have the same life. No one's has a leg up in that. What? Every time we do anything where we're going to be like, so they're not going to hire people of color. So we're going to hire them just because you guys won't hire them. Then that becomes the whole issue. Besides, like, the fact is these people are not going to have the same opportunities as someone over something they cannot control. If you're not going to consider someone, if you're literally going to force someone to do manual labor because they cannot do any other job, that's crazy to me. I don't think that should be a thing. If someone only option is to be literally their body used for manual labor, I don't know. I feel like we should have some sort of programs built in where we can actually get people careers that they can earn money for themselves. Like, no one wants a government handout, dude. No one wants something. They just want the same goddamn opportunity. Literally, that's all anyone wants, is the ability to earn the same shit that everyone can earn. You freaking see this person with a $40 million mansion. Do you think that's ever going to be a possibility someone earns that? Do you think that's ever going to be a thing that can be earned? Ever? No. And somehow we're going to judge someone on that? That's ridiculous. Well, you must not be working hard enough. You don't have a yacht. You must not be working hard enough. You're so lazy. Like, no, I hate that narrative so much of, if you don't have what you want in society, you must not be working hard enough. That's not how it works. Sorry, bud. Maybe for you, but you got the goddamn opportunity. That's what happened. I can't be yelling. I'm literally yelling. I'm sorry. Pisses me off. It literally pisses me off. Because you try to create these programs or incentives or jobs for people that deserve the same opportunity. And somehow now they're getting blamed. Now they're the problem. Now you're literally doing a pity hire. What the fuck? What the fuck? No one's talking. They did this comparison in Superstore, which, oh my god, if anyone has never seen Superstore, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I think the first time I started vlogging, I literally had it playing nonstop. It's so good, especially, oh my god, if you come from basically you're in a low income position. It's so relatable. It's so funny. I love it so much. But one of the scenes they have is literally that she hires her son that has literally he knows nothing about the job other than the fact that it's her son. And she was just like, is literally no one gonna talk about this? This is not a problem. This is not someone literally getting a handout. No one's giving this person a $120,000 job with no experience, no education. That's not happening. Pisses me off, because all the people who have the opportunity are not saying like, oh, let's make it equal. They're literally saying you're not working hard enough. Yes, we know that you're the one that is responsible for this, and you're the one that's probably built up your company from maybe scratch. But at the end of the day, you have to realize not everyone is you. Not everyone has the same opportunities as you. And if you can't help them, the least you can do is not shame someone for something they can't control. And I'm not talking about someone who's literally has, I don't know, $10 million given to them and they're sitting on their ass. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. Suddenly there's someone that is literally getting paid by the government to perform a job, and now these people are like employed by you. The logic is not making sense. It literally just reads, I don't want people to have the same opportunity as me. It's like there's a level of certain people where it feels like no one wants them to exist. No matter what I do, no matter what route I try, people are literally going to hate me for purely existing. There's nothing I can do about it. Literally nothing. And it pisses me off. It really does. Because there's so much shame. I'm like, okay, you can't help. Now you're gonna fucking degrade these people for something they can't control? No, pass. I'm good. I'm so good. Whew, sorry. Oh my god, I gotta stop getting so loud. Another thing I wanted to talk about, this one's so hard. I think I've touched upon this one before, and it's literally, it's you trying to keep it equal between two vulnerable, is communities the right word? Like, it's have you ever heard the phrase, don't yuck someone's yum? I know that's a little too broad. Let me try to make an example. I get really uncomfortable. I get anxiety, which is linked and caused by my autism. And I have a really hard time communicating with people. Like, really hard time. And if I saw someone, I don't know, just talking, it's not going to agitate me. Just because I'm not able to do that comfortably or even at all at certain points, it's not going to agitate me. It's not going to piss me off because I can see someone doing something that I'm not comfortable doing. It's not going to piss me off. What's going to piss me off is when someone is clearly trying to agitate you. I think we all know what you mean. What we mean. What the fuck? So I tell this girl that I don't like pink, right? And so now she's trying to wear pink 24/7 just to piss me off because I don't like it. That's the point that's going to literally make me hate you. Literally hate you. And there's like this shaky ground of like, you can't tell if someone is doing this to agitate you, or you can't tell if someone is just doing this because it's something that brings them comfort. And I feel like that's the problem. Where the classic hair toss, or I can't even do it. I don't curl my hair. When someone's like touching their hair, and you're just like, okay, is she just nervous? Is she trying to flirt? Is she literally trying to like flaunt her hair in front of you? Like, which one is it? The first two I'm not really gonna give a shit about, but the last one's gonna piss me off severely, like very much. But at the same time, it pisses me off when someone's not letting someone do something just because it makes them uncomfortable when they do it. Like, I don't like to do... If you're not traumatized by this, and it's literally just making you uncomfortable, like, there's so much of it, like, just mind your business. Go about your day. And, like, even if this person is trying to, like, purposely agitate you, you prove them. What are you going to do? Prove them right? Have whatever they want come to fruition? They literally are trying to make you upset, and you're just going to give it to them. I know it's not a choice. But if your goal is to upset this person, the number one thing you're going to do is nothing. Even if your goal isn't to upset someone and it's to stop the situation, it's to not participate into it. To not continue into a cycle where everyone's justified for some reason on why they're doing it, but it's never going to end until someone says, I'm the bigger person and I'm no longer going to participate in this. That's how all these toxic cycles exist. Both sides feel justified, both sides continue until one person is strong enough to say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's hard. I'm totally justified to attack you right now, but I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to be the bigger person. It's the hardest fucking thing to do, and if you can do it, props on you. But it's, in my opinion, it's never going to end until it escalates to a point that you can never take back. And I hope no one wants that. It pisses me off. I'm like, I can tell that this person is uncomfortable. I can tell whatever this person is doing is bringing them comfort. And just because I'm uncomfortable with this person talking is bringing them comfort. That's not going to be something that I'm just like, you need to shut the fuck up. Did you hear what I said? Oh my God. Do I know how to hold a microphone? I don't know. It kind of pisses me off. It does. I understand it, but gets to a point of like, but if you're not traumatized by this, then it's kind of pissing me off. I don't know how to other way to explain this. Yeah, we just need to respect other people. This person could literally be in a situation that's worse than what I'm experiencing. I'm not going to judge them. Like, no, I'm good. Should we go to something less serious? I wanted to talk, I want to talk a little bit girly. I know that's stereotypical. But I wanted to start this thing where we ask a question. I basically ask you guys something and we just have a conversation, hopefully in the comments. That would be awesome. This one I decided But you guys could always like write in a question or topic that we could talk about. That would be pretty cool. I wanted to talk about, what do you do if the person, I was gonna say guy, but then I'm just like, why? What do you do when someone doesn't call? Like, we've all, I know, I'm not judging someone. We've all been in that, like butterfly feeling early stages of like, oh my God, I like this person. Do they like me? Or I think they like me. Where is this going? Like, yeah. It's amazing feeling. Like, it's so euphoric. Oh my God. There's problems. I don't know. I have problems on both sides. Here's the main thing is like the dating climate, right? There's obviously a time where if you wanted to date, you would have to get married, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like everyone's like dating 20 dudes at once. That's not a thing. It's like, here's some ox so you can have my daughter. It's not a thing where, it's just the dating climate, honestly. And the dating climate we are in right now is very casual. Like, I feel like, not that I've been in any other time, but I feel like right now it's so common, like it's so common for people to be in a casual relationship rather than to be in a like committed exclusive relationship. I feel it's way more common. Like, it's assumed, instead of like someone courting someone and be like, I'm gonna ask you out on a date, blah 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 blah. It's usually, let's Netflix and chill, or let's hang out, and then you hook up, and then that's a lot of experiences of younger people while dating, which leads a lot of problems. Let me tell you why. Multiple reasons. One, there's multiple different relationships you could have. Like, you could be in a poly relationship. It could be open. It could be exclusive. Those are two different things, obviously. Like, open relationship just means, not that you guys don't know this, but open relationship just literally means that you're dating other people. Your relationship is not closed with just you guys. And then exclusive, I think that's, did I just say the same word? I'm sorry. I meant committed. Okay. Exclusive and open are the same words. It's just reversed. I meant there's exclusive, which literally just means it's just you two, and open is the opposite of that. So that's everyone. I'm horrible at explaining this. Oh my God. And then there's the committed. So that's literally when someone's just like, I'm gonna be with you for the rest of our life, right? You could be dating other people and be casual. You could be dating other people, like dating two people at once, and be committed. Like, there's so many different ways on what relationship you want when you guys have both agreed on it. The problem comes before that conversation has happened. Before someone's been like, let's define the relationship. Which we all know there's usually one person in the relationship ducking that conversation because they have some commitment issues, and that may have been me. But I feel like it's literally the problem. The biggest of all problems is because someone's assuming someone's committed to a certain level, or someone is assuming someone's not committed to a certain level, and then someone feels betrayed when there's no actual betrayal happening, which is horrible. And it's not a good feeling. I think people should have more respect for a relationship. At the same time, I feel like you have to be aware of the dating climate. You have to be aware that most people nowadays are going to start in a casual relationship, unless you're chatting online and you're literally like, I'm looking for blah 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 blah, this is what I'm looking for, I don't want anything else. That's usually what could be, but that's usually not how it's going. And when that conversation doesn't happen, it just, so many people, like, I feel like when no one's calling back, which was the question on what do you do if a guy, girl, person does not call, what do you do? And I feel like a lot of people have, it creates, you're like in this shame spiral of, well, if this person, because you usually, a lot of people at this point are very, very low self worth as well. So when someone's not validating them, or it looks like someone is literally like rejecting them, rejection, then it literally makes their self worth even lower, which is sucks. It does. So then you have so many people who are like, but I thought this person liked me, but I blah 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 blah. And you have a lot of people who are literally just scumbags, let me be real, which is literally just using someone without even realizing that this person is a person, or someone that's playing you, who makes it appear that they want a committed relationship, but then actually just wants to fucking stick it in and leave. That's all gross. But you know what I mean? They don't actually care about anything. You know, like Barney from How I Met Your Mother, like that. Ugh. There's always people. There's always people that are gonna try to take advantage of you, and there's always people where it's just literally a communication issue. No one is communicating this properly, and it's causing so many issues because of that. And I feel like we're such a society where it's like uncool. It's uncool if I just slept with this person and asked them, okay, do you see a future with us? Do you see, where is this going? What are we? Without seeming like I'm this clingy person that is not mature or grown, which is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. I feel like it's not going to happen though. We have this whole generation that thinks treating people a specific way is okay. And if you're not okay with it, then you're the sensitive one. And I'm not sure how to fix that other than exposing people to empathy and just realizing, yeah, it's annoying and yeah, it's a tedious thing to do, but we have to think about other people besides ourselves. We have to think about how people are going to feel when we do these things that maybe we don't really want to do, because it would honestly be easier. But we live in a society. We have to look out for each other. Wow. Okay. So I was going to end it here, but oh god, it's about to die. Should I try to Okay, let me give you the outro in case my camera dies. So, hopefully, these will be posted Thursday at 2 a.m. You can go to my Instagram, Camara Johnson, and it has all the links you will need. You can also put on, and the camera went. Okay, so this will be the end of it. Thank you guys for listening. Sorry, it's my only voice now. I know, my voice is amazing. But I'll see you guys next week. Turn on notifications for the podcast on Asha or YouTube. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.